welcome back to another episode of the Talkative Sports Podcast. I have Kaz and Mace here with me. Marcus couldn't join us today, but he will be back. We're doing bi-weekly episodes now, at least until the Euros start. So, without further ado, let's get into our first topic. We had a great final between Manchester City and Manchester United, and the underdogs, Manchester United, beat them up 2-1. Me personally, I love to see it because it's about time other teams in the Premier League started stepping up and not allowing Man City to waltz through. That four-peat that happened can never happen again. Um, But yeah, what do you guys think about that final? I think our Man U fans should go first and tell us.
Yeah, big win. Um, it was important that we ended the season on a terrible season, the worst uh, finish in our Premier League history, finishing eighth, goals conceded. All the metrics were pointing in the wrong direction. Winning the FA Cup, and it's not only the fact that we beat City, which is great. It's also the fact that we also derailed Liverpool, another of our big rivals in the process. After the game against Liverpool, it was great to see that their season kind of went south, um, and then going on against all the odds and beating Manchester City. The one thing that I loved about the game was the passion, the belief. Also got to hand it to Ten Hag. He's been under a lot of criticism this season about the way he sets his team up. Injuries are a big part of that, but I felt like he, on the day, dropping Casemiro, one was huge, I felt, because the midfield felt balanced with Amrabat, who was enhancing that game coming in. And then playing Bruno as a false nine, I also think was a good um, tactical setup. But overall, it was, like I said, it was a good way to finish the season. It wasn't a great season by all means, but it was something to kind of hold on to as a United fan in the season with a trophy. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
I personally think that Bruno Fernandes starting as a false nine kind of threw them off a little bit. Like Man City, I don't know if it's the title running fatigue, of winning all those games, and then like, okay, we made it over the finish line, and now we just have to beat Man U, and they just didn't. They didn't think. They thought it was gonna be a walk in the park, but it wasn't. Man U were ready while everyone was doubting them. I don't know. I never even considered the possibility Man U would win. So it's kind of. I think we all might have just downplayed them, but hey,
Yeah, you were going on.
kudos to Man U.
You were going on momentum, and you're looking at the stats, and everything just pointed in the wrong direction. I mean, I remember the build up to the game. Pundits saying, "Oh, it's going to be 5-0 City." I saw someone on X, Twitter, say it was going to be 20-0. Some people said we shouldn't even bother showing up. Some of it's true. Some of the things they were saying was, I know a few people on ESPN FC were saying, oh, it would be a good game. It would be a good result if United came out 4-0 down. It was just everything about that going into that game was United was downplayed. Everyone wrote us off, and again, football. The game football is interesting. It's a funny old game. And again, it shows that you really can't count anyone out in that game, especially in the cup. You know what I mean? It's one thing to kind of predict during the season. You can kind of okay, but in a cup, any tournament, it's different. You know what I mean? I just thought it was funny. The way the narrative that was being pushed before that game was interesting to watch. Yeah,
It's almost like the script writers like saw where it was going and are like, you know what? Let me
let's flip
switch it.
it up. Let's give them something to talk about.
It's like Man City didn't pay enough.
Yeah, yeah. And I also want to mention Hoyland in that game. I thought when he came on, beautiful, beautiful. He had this one run where he took the ball and I felt again, a stroke of genius. Bringing on Hoyland, who's a very big, mobile striker after the defenders of City are a little tired. You know what I'm saying? That was a stroke of genius as well. And like I said, on the day, everything went to plan. I just hope that momentum, that feeling is carried into the summer, is carried into the next season because we're gonna need.
Speaking of next season, I just want to say phony Phil went missing once again, but that's not the point. Uh, Going into next season, so Ten Hag in.
Yeah, for me, yes. I feel like Ten Hag should be given. He's in his last going. He's going into the final year of his contract next season. I feel like he should be given 2 years with option for a third to extend. Reason being, this is his second season. His first season in the Premier League, he finished third. Can't say that for a lot of coaches that come in. Our beloved Jurgen Klopp, we know where he finished his first. I'm not gonna point fingers, but we know. Mikel Arteta, who's loved by the media, his first 2 seasons, he finished eighth, if I'm not mistaken. So to come in and finish third and have a trophy, I think is a good sign. And in the second season, granted, it wasn't the best. Like I said, worst season in our history. But also
And the
trophy.
final he lost, he went right back and won it
Exactly.
against Man City again.
Exactly. So I feel like the one thing that I feel when people criticize United, I feel like for a very long time, over a decade, we have been a club without structure. We have been a club without footballing people running our football. We've had, for the most part, bankers and business people run our football, and it's translated to our poor performance in the field. But for the first time since 2013, we have football people running the football inside of the club. So I feel like to keep that stability and to continue with the momentum, we need to stick with Ten Hag at least for another 2 years. If at the end of the 2 years he's not performing, by all means, get rid of him. But he's shown that he has something, a winning mentality. He might be stubborn, he might be stuck in his ways tactically, but he's shown that he wins everywhere he goes. So I feel like he should stay.
As a Chelsea fan, I'm not. I wouldn't give him that extra year just yet. Like let him run his contract out and then you know.
I mean,
But hey, yep,
the only thing I worry about that is you don't want your head coach going into his final year of his contract without knowing what the future lies. Right? That would open up a whole bunch of like a can of worms because he might just set up his team to just win. He might just completely forget about what It just the uncertainty around that. I personally don't think would be good because you need him. He needs to know where he stands. You know what I mean? So just allow his last year contract to run out would be. I personally feel would be dangerous for him.
true. That's true. When are you guys gonna fix the waterfall?
Hey, listen. I've said this. 10 years of the Glazers has been terrible for our club. Just look at the decisions they've made over that the 10 years. Most of the signings they made, regardless of coach, were commercial signings. Just think about just name any signing we've made. From Memphis Depay to Angel Di Maria, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Marwan Fellaini, they were all commercials.
Schweinsteiger,
Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, I can name them. They were all commercial sign. There was no tactic. There was no plan behind those signings.
Anthony, Sancho,
You know what I
and
mean? So I
even Martial. Like
I'm excited for the future because, like I said, it's for first time in a very long time, and I can cite examples from. Look at Arsenal when they finally had football people run it after Wenger left. Things started clicking. Bringing in Edu, who's a football guy. He's a legend of the club, who knows what it is to be an Arsenal fan, who understands having that structure, especially in the modern game, is so key. Is so key. So, like I said, I'm excited for the first time in over a decade to be a United fan. Things are looking good. Are we gonna Next season, challenge for the Premier League title? Probably not. But we definitely, I believe that we'll probably for top four. We're going to make better signings. So it's
They're
exciting.
talking about y'all are placing everybody on the transfer list, but Ahmad and Garnacho and Holland.
Those guys are untouchable. Those guys are untouchable.
So everybody else,
For me, uh, I would keep Martinez, Ahmad, Garnacho, Bruno, Hoyland, Dallo, and Onana.
what about Rashford?
I would give him one season to get his act together. He's 26. Like, I love Rashford, right? He's United through and through, but he cannot continue with the dip in form that he's been. He there's really no time for that anymore. No, there's no time for that. Like,
So that's bye bye Maguire as
oh
well.
yes,
That's
Maguire, I would move on.
Wan-Bissaka, Shaw.
Shaw, I would move on. Yes, it's time.
Who's
McTominay, I would move on. Casemiro, I would move on. Donny van de
I don't.
Beek, I would move on.
Well, this isn't FIFA manager
No,
mode.
no,
Like
no.
that's gonna be a monumental
To
task,
be
and not
honest,
only selling but replacing.
we could have moved these guys on last season. West Ham was in for McTominay and Maguire. We decided to keep them. Well, Maguire wanted to fight for his place, but we never showed any inclination that we want to move these guys on. And as Sir Jim has said, for years we were given contracts, crazy contracts to people who were mediocre at best. And that cannot be what it is anymore. If you're not performing anymore, we'll show you the door. And it's that ruthlessness that we need to get back to the top. Look at City, for example. And I hate to use them as an example, but look at City. How many teams since Pep has come in has he molded? He's made 3 teams. When he came in, Joe Hart was the best goalie in the league, or one of the best. Pep came in and said, "Nah, this guy can't play with the ball at his feet. Doesn't fit my tactics."
Currently unemployed, by the way.
Right? Move on. Then he brought in Claudio Bravo. People forget about Claudio Bravo, and he looked at him and said, I was wrong again." Brought in Enzo.
After a season,
You know what I mean? He's done it in almost every position. Moved on the likes of Yaya Toure. Moved on the likes of he is that Leroy Sané, who was fantastic when he was at City. But he was like, you know what? Not my type of player. He did the same thing with Ferran Torres. At the time, huge prospect. Nope, not working off him. He did the same thing with Raheem Sterling. So it's that ruthlessness that you need, that hunger that you need to stay at the top. There's just no, oh, he's a Mancunian, so let's keep him off. So if Rashford, for me, if Rashford doesn't perform this upcoming season, yes, he should be on the chopping block. 100%. 100%.
uh, one one thing I've seen from Man U that I've been saying a lot, y'all seem to lack a clear leadership at the club since Fergie left. Do you think Jim Ratcliffe is that guy now?
Yeah, I do. And that's why I'm excited for the future, because if you're looking at
Mm.
you look at
He's a
Chelsea, and you guys, Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool were the first teams in the Premier League post that Fergie era to really modernize, restructure. You know what I mean? Director of football, have a football hierarchy where there's actual professionals doing this thing, using data analytics, not just, oh, I feel, not gut feeling. Nah, we moved past that. You know what I mean? The game has evolved. And for years, United was doing that. Mourinho said when he got there were scouts from Louis Van Gaal and what's his name, David Moyes, still at the club. There was no communication, zero. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said when he came in, he wanted to sign Holland when Holland was at Molde, and the Glazers said no because he wasn't a big name. He wasn't big enough. So they were making signings and decisions on the commercial side, thinking that if I just bought a whole bunch of players and threw them together, they would be successful and would make money. But nah, it doesn't work that way. You know, but you look at City, you look at Liverpool. Klopp had a specific style of play that he wants to play. I want to play called a rock and roll football. And then the club, the scouts, they go out there and find players who fit that rock and roll style based on data. You know what I mean? But for United, we were just mix matching, throwing people together. And so for right now, Omar Barada, who we got from Manchester City, We have we're trying to get Dan Ashworth from I believe Newcastle. We're bringing who was also instrumental in making Brighton what they are today, also with Newcastle. Those people are who we need in the club. Not the Glazers telling us who, not Joel Glazer telling us who to sign. We need football people. You know what I mean? It's so
Uh,
for a decade it's been like that, and that's the thing that people miss when they criticize United. I'm like, well, we haven't been a modern club for over like get into 13 years. They didn't think, oh, we have to fix um our training ground, modernize our stadium. Those things don't matter to them. At the end of the day, United is a huge club all over the world. We're still generating revenue. So as long as we can buy players here and there, big stars, sell jerseys, still be commercial, they were fine with that. That's all that mattered to them.
uh, I know there's been a Glazer out campaign for the longest time, but I guess now that they finally sold a part of it to Ineos, maybe you can see those changes moving forward. Zach, you have anything to say about the Man City side of things, the blue side of Manchester?
Yeah, not really.
Mm.
With regards to what, the FA Cup or what?
FA Cup final, or just because last episode we discussed a lot about their crimes. Like moving forward into next season. Uh, Me personally, I don't think this loss is just a blip for them, but it is Pep's final year next season. So let's try to make them go trophyless, please, please. I think we should. The entire Premier League should just agree to just keep them trophyless. But anyways, speaking of Man City, of one of their legends, we got Vincent Kompany, won the championship with Burnley, came up, went straight back down. He wasn't the worst, but I think it was second worst team. And now he's been rewarded with was it a 5-year contract they gave him at one Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I believe it.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen anybody just like a crazy rise. What a for company.
I saw someone
I
describe it
don't
as failing upwards.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know if he has the chops to manage or the personality to manage those personalities. But of course, the upper management is like, oh, this is our guy, we trust him. But in reality, do you think he can stop Leverkusen from going back to back?
No, no. To be honest, I don't know. I'm still I'm curious to see, like you said, how he handles the personalities in that dressing room. Likes of Harry Kane, Manuel Neuer, Kimmich, even Leroy Sané, who he played with.
Sane,
You know what I mean? Gnabry played
players
with.
he played with and against.
Yeah,
Now he's
and
managing them.
that is where I want to see how he, and obviously Company, huge respect in the football world, class defender. But I'm curious to see because there's one thing coaching kids, which is what he did in Burnley. Most of them were very young to going to coach established players. And the German league is a very interesting league. You mentioned Xabi Alonso. Stuttgart for me was a sleeper team in there too because they were battling relegation. I believe they're in Champions League this season. Their striker Guarassi. Then you have Dortmund as well. So there are a few teams beside Leverkusen that I'm curious to see.
Leipzig.
Leipzig, exactly. How he does. Does he have a good footballing brain? Yes. Just watch the way Burnley play. He tries to play out the back, very possession based. But for me, it's how he handles because Bayern Munich is a big club and they're also a very ruthless club. So it'll be interesting. I can't really say. I don't know what to say about. I can't predict what happens. I'm just curious as to how he handles those personalities. That's what I stand.
I don't know. I think Bayern have also been like they've gone under the radar as far as like chopping and changing the manager goes. But this would be their third manager in 3 seasons, if I'm believe I'm correct. But
Maybe.
yeah, I don't think. Well, he's an inexperienced manager, but he has a good football brain. I think as long as the football is good, as long as they're not just like losing games like the way Tuchel lost some of his games this year, I think he should be fine. But I'm not sure if they're I hate the word project. I'm not sure if they're looking at it as a project. Is this a project or is
I
this
mean, the
hey,
way,
you're talented, we're talented, win.
yeah, I think when it comes to coaches, football is moving, in an era. If you look at the way football is, right now, people are always looking for the next star. Who's the next talent? Who's the next, you know what I mean? When it comes to players, I feel like we're moving into an era where young coaches are now sought after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the trending thing.
Yeah, it's a trend now because a lot of those older coaches are either retiring or taking breaks, So right now, those younger coaches, the one up and coming, it was been through academy, got their coaching. It looks like that's the way football is going because now each of them have these styles and philosophies, and it seems like if you're going to, and a lot of them are not proven yet. You know what I mean? Like they haven't. Not a lot of them have been to Champions League finals or semifinals, stuff like that. So if you're going to hire these young coaches, you have to give them time, and if you're going to give them time, that's where that word project. If you're hiring someone like Carlo Ancelotti, you're not hiring for a project. You know he's a he, you know what that man is going to bring. But if you're hiring a Ruben Amorim, yeah, you kind of have to give him time. And I hope that's what Bayern will do with Company. But like I said, they're ruthless. But like, if he doesn't perform, they will fire him.
Even as a Chelsea fan, like I would hate to see him just like get shocked like halfway through the season or late season if they're doing bad.
To be honest,
Yeah, I mean, I
I
have
feel
that
like
much
Bayern low
respect for
key is
him.
also eyeing Xabi Alonso. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I feel like in an ideal world, that's the guy they want.
That's another thing with the Bayern Liga. Those clubs got to stop dropping their panties for Bayern whenever Bayern asks. Like, please, I know Zach was a Xabi Alonso when you win go to Bayern guy, but
Oh, you
Xabi
wanted him to
Alonso
go to
sided
Bayern,
with
Zach?
me and stayed. He did,
You wanted him to go to
but yeah,
Bayern?
I
Why?
would.
Why did you want him to go to Bayern?
No, I just thought that he'd be a good candidate for Bayern to get, but clearly Bayern just couldn't pry him away from Leverkusen, so he stayed.
Yeah, I think you're right, Strags.
Hey,
I think for the league to be competitive, these all the teams,
they
those
have to
winning,
start saying no.
yeah, they really have to start staying no.
Because in the past, if it was 5 years ago, well, first of all, Leverkusen would have been one, and he'd be Bayern coach right now. And they signed all the other stars, but yeah, I wish Vincent Kompany the best of luck in Bayern. I don't really have any allegiances there apart from Dortmund. I love Dortmund, but yeah, let's move on to another unexperienced coach who won the championship and is now being given a promotion. Um, Zach, this is your chance to shine.
Um, Enzo Maresca. I mean, if we're comparing him to the other hires, it's not really at all impressive. But then again, that's exactly who the Clark Capital and Todd Bowley team wanted. So they got their man. So we'll see what is installed for Chelsea next season. But it looks like they have their man because they were very quick to give him a 5-year deal. So looks like both sides are in harmony.
Now,
I'm still waiting on that official announcement, but go
question for
ahead.
you guys, as Chelsea fans: do you think it's
Hmm.
healthy for your club to keep chopping and changing coaches the way you
Yes,
guys do?
because that's what works for us.
I don't think.
Not everybody is Chelsea. Like I keep reminding you this. You keep comparing us to Aston Villa. We're not Aston Villa. Like not everybody is Chelsea. We've literally fired a coach, finished 10th, and won the Premier League the next year. We fired a coach and won the Champions League the same season. Not everybody is Chelsea. So yes, if it's not broke, why try to follow everybody
Oh,
else?
so you're
There you
saying
go.
that chopping and
Well,
changing works for you guys and it's gonna continue.
Works perfectly for us.
Fair.
It always has.
I
Trying
don't.
to change something, finish eighth.
Well, we're not. I don't think it's gonna work anymore because we're not hiring the we're not firing Jose and hiring Ancelotti. We're not firing Conte and hiring Sarri. We're like we don't do that anymore. Although we have we
And it's
literally
worked.
have been chopping and we have been getting better.
And the only reason why we changed it up is because the new ownership has a different vision. So it's not like we can't do it anymore. No, that's cap. It's just the new ownership has a different vision. Simple.
I mean, I'm saying moving forward, I really want this. I really want this Enzo Maresca to work because
Because we'll be winning. So yeah, we
yeah.
all. But like
But if we're
realistically,
losing,
live in the real world. Like realistically, what are the chances we win anything next year?
I mean, you guys are in the conference league, so at the least, I would
That
expect
doesn't count.
Chelsea to win the
How
conference.
about FA Cup, even Carling Cup? What
Well,
are the chances we get that?
see, this is what
look, look.
this
Let me
is.
let me put it this way: if Maresca makes better tactical decisions than Poach, we will be in the conversation for trophies this year. And it's not that hard. It
I
is not hard.
tenderized it. If you make better competent, how about just win some games, bro?
Tenderized is
I don't care
crazy.
what decisions
That's
you make.
all it. That's literally all it takes, though.
Just
That's all
win
it
games.
takes.
Stop staying in your this is how I play. We have to practice playing this way. No, we want you to win. And then when you win, then you refine your winning style of play, not refining a losing style of play. Come on.
Okay,
Just win. Really, just win. When you win, you figure different things out about your team that you never even imagined you had. But when you're not winning, like you said, the team's whatever their confidence is low because you're losing. It's that simple.
but like personally though, okay, so I get it. If United when it looked like at the end of the season before the FA Cup, when it looked like United was gonna get conference, I was kind of like, what, like don't talk to me about conference league. But if it worked out that we ended up in the conference league, the minimum for the bare minimum he had was to win that championship because number one, where Chelsea, I believe, in my opinion, is heads and shoulders above any club in the conference league. No
That
disrespect to
doesn't
Leicester,
matter.
but you should.
That's why I don't respect that cup at all.
But 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 to your point, that's what I'm saying. If you don't respect it, you have to
We
win it.
still should win
You
it,
have to win
though.
it. You can't say I don't respect it and then you lose
It's
to a
not.
team from.
It's not top priority.
It's
It's
not top.
definitely should
But
not be top.
listen,
If it's top priority,
here,
that shows us how low
here's
our
why I
club
said
has
it's
come.
top priority. You win it.
Well, we definitely shouldn't prioritize it over the
The
league,
league, you
but
shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. But what I'm
Making
we
saying,
top
should not
four,
be losing in that
but you
league
shouldn't be
either way,
losing in
even if
that
we're gonna
league.
pay with half of our
You
first
shouldn't
team.
be losing in
like
that league.
I don't mind because to be honest, I don't mind getting knocked out of Conference League if we make top four, if we win FA Cup or something like that. What does Conference League mean? Because
No,
we're in Champions League.
if
That's what's
you see,
important.
there's a lot
So
of ifs
at the
in.
end of the day,
There's a lot of ifs in there though. If you're looking realistically at Chelsea, especially with a new coach coming in, Enzo, and there's a lot of questions around because we don't know yet what kind of style he'll implement, how to play. We don't know anything about this guy. The only thing we know we can judge is that he took Leicester from the championship. They won the league and they
well,
promoted.
he's similar. He's similar
So
to
he's
Poach.
similar,
That's all we
but
know.
we still haven't seen.
Hmm.
So, and the competition in the Premier League is pretty tough, right? So, I understand that you guys do want. That's why there's not a top four anymore. There's not a top six. You know what I mean? It. I get that top four is priority. It should be a priority for United, but
Top six is for like Brightons and Newcastles.
Well, let me put it this
realistically,
way.
though,
Keep comparing us to that
I'm not.
team.
No, I'm
We
not
should be
comparing
in
you to
top
the top six.
six.
I'm saying the Premier League is getting tougher in the sense that before it was top four: Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. City wasn't even a thing prior to 2013, right? And then over the last decade, we can see the Premier League. Well, City's head and shoulder, but Liverpool's covered it. There's now a top six where if you falter, meaning us, the top four, United, Arsenal, if you're not on your game, these smaller clubs like Aston Villas, the Newcastles, the Bright, they can easily take your
The
spot.
Spurs, don't forget
Yeah,
the Spurs.
Spurs, they can easily take your spot. So if you don't
I
come
just got one
correct,
question
yeah,
when you finish. No, when you finish, I just got one question
Well, I
for
was
you.
gonna
When you
say, if you don't
finish,
come correct in the Premier League now, it's a lot difficult to make. I understand it. Chelsea should be fighting for top four, Champions League all the time. Same thing for United. But you have to come correct. You can't have doubts or ifs or maybes in whatever. You have to get it right. That's all I'm saying. And with Maresca coming in as a new coach, there's still a lot of stuff in the air that we don't know about.
Well, I mean, all the unknowns is it like the expectations for me is pretty simple. We have improved the last two seasons as bad as they've been. So if the improvement is to continue, which is why they fired Poach because they want a guy who can keep the improvement going. I think top four should be expectation. But at the same time, we also want to win. And what will be the easiest cup to win? Probably Conference League.
That's my
But
point.
also, even in our worst seasons, like last season, we still reached the final. We still reached the semifinal. I think the focus should be top four, but with a strong focus on continuing each stage in each cup. We have three cups and we'll have one league. We just go game by game in the cups, but the focus is top four, definitely. But at the end of the day, let's win something.
Yeah,
And me personally, I want that Conference League title because
and you know why I
we
say
would
the
have
Conference
won
League? Sorry to cut you
all
off.
European trophies before, and it would be the first club in history to win all the European Cups, the Super Cup, the Club Winners' Cup. Would be the only club in history to win everything. That's why I really, really think we shouldn't prioritize it over top four, but we should win as the strongest club in the competition because we have that European pedigree. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't go for it. These young boys, they need to win something. And if they start out with the baby of the baby European Cup, that's good for everybody. It counts. That's a great thing. That's more money. That's direct route into Europa League.
Exactly.
You
You're
know,
making my point, brother. That's exactly what I was gonna
it
say.
makes sense for us to go
saying it
for it.
doesn't count. I'm just saying that we're setting the bar too low. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, the bar isn't
The
low.
bar isn't
The
low.
bar isn't low.
Well,
The bar is high. We're making history. I'm not saying we shouldn't win FA Cup or Carling Cup. I'm
Fully
not saying we prioritize it. I say we should win that. We should. We're
yeah,
not gonna prioritize it over anything else, but we should win that.
there's no reason. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying,
I'm saying that I will not be disappointed if we don't win it. It's
Yeah, yeah,
not.
but
Yeah,
but
that's
hold on.
like
yeah. It wouldn't be this. I think it would be
I
disappointing
think
if
it'll
we
be
don't win
disappointing
it.
though. Because hold on,
no.
let me make a point.
If we
If
make
you
top
hold
four
on,
and win something else, that,
Well,
if that's the
but what
point.
is the
But here's what I'm saying.
expectation?
It's
Is your
like,
expectation to win the FA Cup or Carling Cup?
my expectation is to make top four and win anything other than the Conference League. That's my
hold,
expectations
can I
because
make it so?
anything else is lowering the standards for
Hold
this
on.
club.
Let me
And
make a
I'm
point.
sorry, that's not something I will do.
Let me make a point.
I'm not going to start today. Sorry.
Wait, to your point, right? If
Hmm.
Chelsea's in a competition that West Ham has won, and again, I just
I
want
don't care about
hold on.
West Ham. Again, you keep comparing us to Aston
No,
Villa
I'm not.
can you compare us to the team that wins
Here's
like
what
a real trophy, like
here's
a
what I'm
Premier
saying.
League?
Here's what I'm
Compare
saying.
us to Man City,
Here's what I'm saying.
please.
Here's what I'm
Don't
saying.
put West Ham's curse on my club,
Here's what I'm
this
saying.
guy.
It's not a curse.
Ugh,
I'm saying. Here's what
it
I'm saying.
is. They've not
I'm
won the Premier League at
you're
all.
you're
They
you're
won a Conference League,
you're
which
you're,
doesn't
you're
matter.
conflating two things.
We're not
I'm not
West Ham,
saying that you're West Ham or you're comparable to West Ham.
please.
All I'm
But you
saying.
are comparing us. So
Wait a minute. Wait,
like, come on, guy.
let me land before you kill me. Let me land. I am saying if you are in a competition where West Ham has won, a team like of Chelsea's pedigree where West Ham cannot even compare, right?
That's where I disagree with you that
Okay,
they're not a team of
let me
our pedigree. We're not of the same
that's what I
pedigree.
said. I said you
So
guys are not of the same
go on though.
pedigree. If
Okay, I
United
thought you said the team of Chelsea's pedigree.
yes, I said
That's what I
a
thought you
team
said.
of Chelsea's pedigree where West Ham cannot compare, right?
Okay,
What
okay,
what
okay.
is you guys? I said this. You guys are head, shoulders, torso, legs, arms, feet above any club in
No,
the
right.
Conference League. So if you
So
no,
so let me respond to your
let me put
point.
it
No,
let me put
I
this
get your point
let me
because
put it this way.
you're basically saying if a team as weak as West Ham can win the competition, how
Yes.
much more
How
us?
much
I
more
can
that you guys?
understand that.
No.
But can you listen to this, please?
Okay.
Can you please? Once again, we are not West Ham. That was West Ham's Champions League final.
Right?
They literally put their blood, sweat, and tears into winning that competition. We are not going to do that.
No, you're
I
not.
know you think, oh, you might no, we're
You know what's
not gonna
crazy?
do that. If we win the
That's the
competition,
thing, though. That's the thing, though. I think we can win it without sweating too much.
Thank you.
exactly.
That was my
Thank
Yeah,
point.
you. That's
we're
how.
not. We're not gonna. No,
That,
No,
that's what
my
we're
point.
saying, though. We
So
we
my point
shouldn't
is,
just
you don't
go
even need to play your starters
risk it all
in
for
that
that
competition.
trophy, but we
yeah,
should just
that's
win
what
it
West
anyways.
Ham had to like do. They had
That's
to
why I
like
said
Yeah,
that. That's why I said
basically
West Ham
risk
puts.
everything for
That's
that
why I said
one trophy.
West. But you know
You
why
know,
West Ham did that? West Ham had to do that because they wanted to get
because
into Europe,
they don't win anything
and
ever.
they wanted to get
they
into
might
Champions
not win anything else for the
The next
least.
10 years, like what
It's
is
a
this guy
huge.
saying?
It's
They
a
don't
huge.
win.
Hear me out. It was a huge opportunity for them, for the club, because winning that puts them in Europa League. It gives them money, so it helps a club as small as West Ham. With Chelsea, right? You
But
guys don't even need to play your starters in that competition. You could play. You could legit introduce the world to your youth players in that competition, and they will still win. So,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's guaranteed that they will win though. But
bro,
I'm just saying we
you want to
shouldn't
tell
go
me that?
into the
You want to
season
tell
with
me that if
hope
you started,
to win.
if you want, you don't
That's
have
all
to
I
win it. You want to tell me that if you started Carney Chukwuemeka
I'm not.
in the Conference League, he wouldn't cook those boys in there?
no.
Oh,
I'm
he's cooking.
no. I'm
No,
not.
no, no, Zach. I think this is where we're getting confused here.
I just don't want to lower the standards from my point of view for my club
I don't think
because
This,
it's lower than the
it's never
standard.
been like, oh, anything below Champions League or Europa League. If it's not FA Cup or top four, it's like, bruh, we're just
I
not
think
going
I
to.
think this is where we're getting like I think Zach is saying we should not go in like we have to win the
Yeah,
conference league,
it's not
and
a
I agree. I
yeah.
agree with that. I agree with
I'm
that.
not
I
saying
think it should be more. Why can't we win this little competition while we're at it?
that's what I'm saying.
Kind
Yeah,
of,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
it
you
can
saying.
be
know.
like that. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
saying it's not like Chelsea's like, oh, we must win this. If we don't win this, we're no. I'm saying you guys should look at that competition and be like, that's in the bag. Whatever money is coming, that's an extra. It's like a
I can't even say that's in the bag either because
I
if
we don't know we don't know what competition how strong it is, but at least we know that we
we'll
will
be in
be the
there,
strong. We'll be
I'm sure
we'll
we'll
be
make it past the group
top
stage. We'll
two
make
top
it to
two strongest teams in that league.
yeah.
It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun experience for our young boys to play in Europe at the very least.
Well, that's fair though. Nah, because Barcelona has been in the Europa League and they've lost.
No,
Barcelona's
no, no. I think
nothing is guaranteed.
we keep going in circles here. We keep going in
Yeah,
circles here. But let's
all
just
I'm
agree
saying
to
is
disagree.
nothing is guaranteed. Is all I'm saying. Like I
It's
can't say
it's
it's in the
definitely
bag.
not guaranteed. It's
Yeah,
definitely not guaranteed. But that's a competition we can win.
we can win.
But we should not prioritize it over things like top four.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think okay, so we agree. We're in
Yeah,
agreement. We're in agreement.
yeah.
Let's talk about top four. What do we think the top four, top five, top six looks like? Because I want my club to finish at least fourth.
Are these
Man
predictions for?
United, yeah, yeah, Man United. Where do you see Man U finishing? Because y'all finished eighth this year. Wait, they finished eighth?
Actually, I called that. I was. I called that. Oh my god! I can't believe I was right about that. Wow.
We need to go back and find out.
I'm.
But
I was,
I'm sure you probably did.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty much spot on. I had said seventh or eighth. One of those. I was
Yeah.
pretty spot on. Wow.
Yep.
Right.
The
Makes
sweets are
sense.
there.
Yeah.
Casemiro.
Yep. You had to bring in an 18-year-old.
And then he played like a grand total of less than 10 games, like 5 to 10 games. Woo! Look, we put up numbers last
Uh,
transfer window. I'm not even gonna front like
ooh,
that.
that Mason Mount cell is looking like. Ooh,
And then we went and got Palmer. Crazy. And I was fighting for my life for him to stay.
bro, we all were. I mean, what Chelsea fan wasn't? We're like that
I
Homer.
nearly cried.
We're like that Homer Simpson meme.
It
Basically.
is.
Just, okay. Oh yeah.
Yo, is this how Brighton feels?
Honestly,
This must be how Brighton feels fleecing Chelsea for like
I was
Caicedo and
confused for
Co.
y'all. Honestly, I was confused for y'all because I was like, Mason Mount plays the same position as Bruno, so I'm like, okay, whatever, take him. It's like,
But I wanted him so bad. I was like, why? Like,
It
let
made no
us have
sense.
our boy. Like,
It made no
why you
sense.
want our boy so much?
Hey, maybe their thinking was all right. Maybe their thinking at this point was like you heard all the transfer rumors about Bruno Fernandes, so maybe they were thinking that maybe that situation may not work out because his contract talks and all of that. So maybe they wanted like an insurance policy, but they wanted like up and coming, England
Like you
talent.
said, they wanted that what do you call that type of signing? Like a like a commercial signing.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And
Young
unfortunately,
English star.
yeah,
Perfect commercial
unfortunately
signing.
for Mason Mount, it just did not work out.
Hey, 60 million for Mason Mount, like at that point, looked like good money
It looked
because
like really good money.
it looked like good money because y'all really wanted him and that was our price.
Yeah.
I think we tried to go up more to like 75.
Well, that's what he was worth after the Champions League final. His price went up to
Mm,
75. Oh, like
15,
30, 40
25.
million? 30 million? 30 million? I know. I
You
know.
know, you know, like not too much on my boy Mason Mount though, because he's been injured the entire
Yeah.
season, man.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what he's capable of at Man U yet.
I really do still think he has good, bro. He's like 24, 25.
Bro,
I think you should be patient a little bit, man.
yeah, give him time, bro.
Yeah. Once you
Give
see
him
a
time,
full season
man.
of him, oh yeah, easy. It's a Chelsea thing.
Hey,
It's a Chelsea.
hey, look, hey, I got another option that will actually improve your midfield. If you want Gallagher, I'm kind of resigned to letting him go. You can swap him out for Casemiro, quick 50 million. I'm resigned to letting Gallagher go because of our ownership. Like they call the shots. It doesn't matter what we want. It's
It,
pure profit.
it's gonna hurt me.
It's gonna
It's
hurt me too. Like, but it's like I'm trying to let it go.
it's gonna be hard for me to let it go. I can't even imagine the day that Tottenham has signed Conor Gallagher for. Oh my god! Oh god! If I was Aston Villa, oh,
Honestly, the problem with Gallagher is that he's
all over him. I'd be all over that kid. Yeah, bro. I'd be with Kamara and Bubakar. Oh my god. Oh goodness, yeah. Ooh. In that case, yeah.
Do you know what the problem with Gallagher is? The problem is that Poach did not put any this. Oh, honestly, he captained Chelsea the entire
The
season.
entire year,
The
bro.
the problem is that Pochettino could not tell him. All he had to do to raise the Gallagher stocks was to tell him not to go for it because his defensive actions
It's
are in the
really
top 95, 95th percentile. But when you look at the attacking, it's like, oh, this guy can't make forward passes. He can't. It says he's always shooting off target. He scores a couple every now and then, but attacking wise, just put him in a Mikel role. Tell him, yo, we don't need you in the final third at all. Don't go there.
that's the problem though, Shags. Who's supposed to wait, no, wait. Let me get Shags. The Shags set itself up perfectly. You know why. You just messed up. Your boy, right? Is he not supposed to be John Obi Mikel? Please. I don't want to say his name. I'll let you say his name. Go ahead, Shags.
No. Caicedo is not John Obi Mikel. Caicedo is a box to box. He's the one that links it up. He's not Conte. Let's just put it that way.
Then this was never gonna work. Then yeah, we should sell Gallagher and get a proper six. That's what. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
I honestly think whatever the coach asks him to play, I think he will play. I think he can play 10 better than 6. I don't think he's a because his mentality is attacking. And as good as
He's
Caicedo
everywhere.
at fighting those precision passes, Gallagher had like 6 goals and 9 assists. Caicedo had 1 goal, 1 assist. So it's just like, dude, what? He can do everything. So, dude, oh my
Mhm.
god. He looked like what's his name from Barcelona? De Jong. He literally looked like De Jong. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. He had to change his game. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. 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 That boy is talent up front. It's just with more confidence, you're gonna see that talent. But
Not
if you don't
gonna
have
lie.
confidence, you know.
Not gonna lie. Forcing Gallagher to captain Chelsea all season and clean up after Caicedo and
Everybody's
Enzo
mess. A 23-year-old kid, bro. He's
was
20.
not the best. but it's like I think if we have to sell him, we need to get a bag for him.
Right.
60 mil. Let's try to fleece somebody.
He, you know what? He was injured this entire year. He had surgery. Yeah.
He
So
had a groin injury towards the end, but yeah,
who?
Gallagher.
Yeah, bro. He's gonna cook because
Yeah,
they're gonna know exactly whatever team's getting him. They're gonna know exactly what to put him in. They're not gonna play him at 6 or whatever. They're gonna play him either either at 8 or at 10 because that's probably his better position, honestly. You
yeah.
know, because
It's just a shame.
it's just we just we just didn't have the right pieces in that midfield to work out the way it
Yeah,
should.
it's a real shame how like stacked we are in midfield too. Like even if we lose him, we'll be all right. But Gallagher, he's a Chelsea man. Yeah, we won't miss him that much, but like his upside, he's already him in that midfield. It's
Yeah,
just like with the pieces we have and all the signings we've signed in midfield and these random kids and presidents and all them. Like it's just a damn shame that he's the one that could be pure profit and he's the one that could make all of those signings make sense. I just wanted to get into like one thing real quick before we start wrapping up. Well, we're about to wrap up. Would you sign any players from Chelsea? And for Zach, would you sign any players from Man U? Real quick before we.
Minor Caicedo trade. Let's go, please. I beg. Please, God, name, beg. Hey,
200 million.
like what kind of question is that, bro?
That's crazy. Oh, hey, would you sign anyone from Chelsea?
Know who he would sign?
Who? Who? Oh, all right.
Okay, I was like,
Oh. All right.
Cole
All right.
Palmer. Okay.
All right, guys. We only have so much time left. All right.
Yeah.
UCL final this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Who do we got? Because I'm already wearing the color of the team I got.
Dortmund. I got Dortmund winning in penalties.
All right. And I guess you're.
Oh yeah, Los Blancos. That's always history. That's always history.
history. Huh?
It's gonna be a great game, and for the audience, I know Marcus isn't here, so I'll tell his pick. Marcus's pick is Dortmund 4-3. So I hope the game goes like what
Marco Royce storyline. Yeah.
And Marco Reus
Yep.
finishing with a crazy UCL performance, walking off into the sunset, winning a Champions League for his club. I think that would be their first Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the first one that club was in, they lost to Bayern. Yep. And then that was the age of Mario Mandzukic. We all forgot about Mario. They did. Lewandowski had 4 goals. Yeah. Yeah. That was a tough Champions League finals to watch. That was an amazing Champions League final. But yeah.
The main reason why I'm Team Dortmund is because I really want to see Sancho like steal the Champions League trophy and bring it back to United.
Sancho was also my man of the match, by the way.
Also in the words of Ten Hag, eras come and go. It is time for Real Madrid's era of winning European finals since they lost to Ferguson to end again. And with that, we have come to yet
the only one that they lost in the
the last final that European final Madrid lost was against Ferguson's Aberdeen team.
That's over
a while ago.
I remember that game. Yeah.
We can't let them keep getting away with this though. Like somebody gotta step up.
It ends on Saturday.
Yes, it does. It does. Hey, yellow wall. Let's go.
We'll see.
Let's go. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another episode. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, sharing. Please don't forget to do that again. Drop a like, share, follow us. We're on all podcasting platforms. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, YouTube Podcasts. We're dropping on YouTube. We're everywhere. So please,
Like, subscribe, share,
everything.
give
And
us a follow. Yeah.
all right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thank you. Till next time.